Gang, what's up? It's your girl, Lonnie G, the CEO and founder of Loving the Journey, and I have a little lint on my head, and that is a gray hair. The wisdom is here. I am a spiritual mentor and intuitive healer for Black women, and I am here to help you learn how to learn who you are, what you need, and how to align with your life's vision. That's what I'll be doing for my sisters. So if you want to learn more about that and just learn more about living a life focused on holistic healing, this is the place to be, because I'm here to spill the tea. Okay, we rhyming out here. Am I a rapper today? I don't know. So anyway, today's video, as you saw by the title, we are talking about choosing your focus to change your reality, because we have been through the ringer, y'all. By the time my clients get to me, they're fed up. Right. It's very much the place I was in when I started my own healing journey. I was just like, what is going on? I'm tired of this. And so in my efforts to transform and, successes in transforming my life, it has been a journey of me really getting clear on what it is that I'm focused on in any given moment and how what I focus on grows. And so what I tended to focus on, what I used to focus on, was a lot of negative things, a lot of low vibrational things, fear, just in general, grief, and I wasn't even aware I was grieving, just toxic things that I was going through. Those is what I would focus my intention and attention on unknowingly. And so now I'm very aware, right? Mindfulness has taught me how to be aware of what it is that I'm focusing on so that I can change that direction of focus if I so choose, because everything is a choice. And so regardless of whatever situation you may be in right now, you're being asked to choose your focus so that you can change your reality, because we are really used to thinking that what we are experiencing is actually our reality, when in reality, it is about what you focus on, what you tend to pay your attention to. And so I want to share today a little bit more about that, this idea of what we focus on, how it expands, and how we can, start to use some of these tips, tricks, tools in our lives to live a life that is in alignment with what we desire, not a life that feels like, oh, this is as much as I can get, right? So a lot of us have dealt with that, historically, thinking about who we've come from, our ancestors, and the lives that they had to live. Right now, all of our ancestors were impoverished or, living without or living in lack. But when most of the clients I work with are Black American women. And so the history of being a Black American woman, right? What that means in this country. And so there's just a lot of work that we have to do. There's a lot of things that we're carrying that aren't even ours. We know intergenerational trauma is real. And so now we can choose to focus on, our safety, our security, our expansion, our development, and make those choices of what we focus on carry through our days and ultimately our lives. So thank you for listening to that. This is the video. I'm just kidding. That was not it. What if that was how I ended the video? That would be really petty. So the first thing we need to do that I have seen and personally have struggled with, I've seen this in my clients, and it's something I've dealt with on my own. That's usually how this work works for me. I have to go through it myself. And typically after I've learned the lesson, somebody, a student, a client appears and they're like, hey, can you tell me about this? And I'm just like, I just went through that. That's crazy. And so it's divine. But this is definitely something that I struggled with for a long time. And now I've accepted this is just part of who I am. Okay. So what we need to get over in the beginning of our journey, when we're creating, positive focus, when we're looking for the silver lining, we need to release the idea that we think that is whack, lame, delusional. Like sometimes a little delusion helps. Delusional people tend to be pretty happy. I would say, they're happy with what reality they're creating, the reality they're living in. They're fine with it. And so we're gonna do the positive delusion. And I do not want to shame anybody who actually struggles with being delusional, like it's a mental issue. I'm talking about people who we're choosing to be a little delusional. And so an example of this would be when your life is literally the worst it has ever been, right? Like you may be in a moment where maybe it feels like the world is crumbling around you, nothing is going your way, you can't figure things out. Like maybe your boss has like written you up for something, you bust a tire on the way home, you get in a car crash, or you lose some money, you invest in something and it don't return, right? Like you something, it's just like all the things. It would feel delusional to be like, this is all happening for my good. Would you not look at a person that was going through all that and be like, why aren't you like crying? Why aren't you like having a temper tantrum? And what I want to say with that is you can definitely have a temper tantrum first, but come back to the grounding and knowing that this is all happening for my highest good. And so that feels delusional to say. That feels like, why? How are you finding the silver lining in this? You get there with practice. Okay, you got to exercise the muscle. You got to practice being delusional, babe. It's not going to be easy the first time you do it. You're going to feel like, I literally, probably a month and a half ago, I record myself and I do video journals as well. And I was literally on the verge of tears. I was like, it feels delusional for me to be happy right now. And I just don't understand. Like, I felt so, and I was not tucking no hair. I was scratching my ear. I just felt so, it felt wrong within me. And I'm saying I've been on this journey for 2 years now, almost 3. And just 2 months ago, I had this, are you crazy for thinking this is all working out? Like, but it's just a practice. It's just a practice of saying, I will choose to focus on the good. Yes, I may have bust my tire, but I didn't end up getting in a crash after. I magically slid off to the shoulder when that tire busted. Yes, my employer wrote me up, but I have been wanting to honestly get out of this job for a long time. And so maybe that was just a sign I needed to start my job search. Yes, I invested in that thing and it didn't return as much as I wanted to, but now I know what to look for when I'm investing in the future, exactly what it is that I need to have for me on my bullet list, my checklist when I invest again. These are the ways that we can really choose our reality, because everything you are experiencing is ultimately because of what's going on up here. Okay. If we are experiencing fear, lack, doubt, misunderstanding, that is because that is the vibration we have been holding. And that is also how you get to hold in that vibration, is by focusing on that over and over and over and over and over again. You ever meet somebody, they just bring a dark cloud with them wherever they go? Like they always got something negative to say. They never can find the good in things. They always down and out, just all the things, and how that energy carries. And you just feel like, I feel so drained and I haven't even said anything to you. You're just your presence here. And so that is literally what we can do when we focus all our energy on negative. That is magnifying the negative. And when we focus our energy on the positive, that also can grow. And so over time, we'll get to move from the negative place to the positive place. And there's nothing wrong with feeling the feelings, right? So I want to reiterate that, because that's something I also struggled with at the beginning of my journey. I felt like I had to only feel good things in order to manifest good things. You are still a human being, and humans are emotional. So we need to feel the emotions. Like I said, have your temper tantrum, get it out, but make sure you get back to the grounding and the knowing, which is the truth of the matter, which is you are always in alignment, if you so choose. And so if something is moving away, falling out of your life, you never lose. It is something that maybe you weren't meant to have, or the time you had, it was enough. So it's important for us to understand that. And that's how we can move through our lives towards our healing, towards our evolution, towards our liberation, from a much more understanding and accepting place, rather than putting our projections onto whatever is happening in our lives, because we control our reality. And so the last thing, I guess, if you're a visual person, this is a good example. So life is like a game, if you so choose, like a little video game. And so we have 2 options in this life. We have more, but like these are, I'm gonna break it down for 2 to make it simple. You can either play a game like Farmville, where you're like creating, you got the nice little upbeat music in the background, you're growing things, you're having fun, you're bopping around town, getting what you need for your farm and watching what you created become something more beautiful. Or You can choose to be in the game where you're dodging the bad guy and trying to not get killed and, seeing yourself fail over and over and over again. I mean, in Farmville, sometimes the crops die, but more often than not, there's a higher vibration associated with that game rather than maybe a game. I can't even think of a name of a game like that because I don't play them games, okay? But there's this game I always get an ad for where this guy is literally like trying not to get killed by this werewolf, just like smash, over and over and over again. And every time he dies. I haven't played the game. It was the ad, okay? But that carries a different energy. And if you hear me, you hear me. Okay, if you don't hear me, this part ain't for you. But really, I want us to focus, okay? Because where we choose to place our attention dictates the reality that you get to participate in. And so that's a quote from Jen Sincero from the book I finished today. You are a badass at making money. Okay, let me repeat that quote for you. Where you choose to place your attention dictates the reality you get to participate in. So where you choose to place your attention, that is a direct dictation for the reality you get to participate in, because you're participating, right? You're participating. You may not be raising your hand and being interacting with the teacher, but you're participating. If you choose to focus on the down and out type of energy. So today's call to action is to, as you move throughout the day, the rest of today, because these are now dropped at 5:30. As you choose to move throughout your day, I want you to look for the good. Feel your feelings, right? I'm not telling you not to feel your feelings about it. Honor your feelings. And then get the perspective, okay? So that is your call to action on today. Let me know how that works for you. I will remind you that the applications for the Get Your Shit Together program have reopened. We are starting with a new timeline and we begin in February. So if you are not like tomorrow or anything, I know we have like a little bit of time before February, but we're getting started pretty soon. And so I look forward to reading your applications. I'm excited. I'm looking for 4 women. And so we have a couple of people in the works right now, but if you're interested in the program and you really want to get to do the work to get started or restarted on your healing journey from a more grounded place, a more supported space, definitely apply for the program and I will be in touch with you soon. Asia and I, my program and retreat assistant, will be meeting with everyone who applies and, seeing if this is in alignment with you on your journey at this time. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also turn on the post notification bell so you know when I drop future videos exactly when they drop, because we love to be the first person that know. I love to be first in line. Okay. Thank you, boo. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.